Bam, 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 bam. Mm, mm, mm.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Articulate.
What?
Alright, you're there. Did you get any mic?
Yeah, what?
Cause I can hear you breathing into it.
Yeah, sorry, it was like you're in front of my mic. Well. Okay. Bro. Charlie.
I just watched somebody solve the world's biggest Rubik's Cube in 5 hours.
Hmm?
Somebody just solved the world's biggest Rubik's Cube in 5 hours.
Took him 5 hours.
Yeah, to solve the world's biggest Rubik's Cube.
That's too long.
I don't know. Stop. Hayden, are you gonna join up? Hayden.
Decide to climb the Tyne Bridge in the UK, they know that they will be in major trouble if they get caught. But that doesn't stop them from scaling the structure and seeing how high they can climb. Traffic races by below them, and the cars look incredibly small. Just one gust of wind could send them over. They trudge ahead in a single row. If one of them has second doubts or gets tired, then the rest won't be able to pass. They stop to celebrate on a platform at the very top, but they still have a long way back down. By the time they reach the bottom, the police are waiting for them. Ali Law manages to ditch them, but it isn't long before they find him and arrest him. Worse still, this video upload could be all the evidence that prosecutors need to prove his wrongdoings. So even though they survived the Tyne Bridge, he might not be in the clear just yet. I hope this can all be resolved amicably. Number 10. A YouTuber named Tim Wells is out bow hunting with his friends when a flock of geese appear directly overhead. One of them aims and takes fire without properly taking the angle of his shot into account.
Watch this barrel. This barrel's straight up. It's coming right for us.
He shoots roughly 90 degrees into the air, and you can actually hear the projectile cutting through the wind like a missile. As it heads back towards their exact position, it somehow lands roughly 10 feet in the middle of all of them, and they barely get away. Judging from the size of the arrow, there's no way any of them would have survived a direct hit. Number 9. A YouTuber named Miguel Alvarez is racing down the road at high speeds for a very good reason. He catches up to a red car and immediately gets the driver's attention.
Hey! It's on fire! It's on fire!
The flames quickly crawl up the vehicle and soon reach the engine. What you see here is the end result just before firefighters arrived and contained the blaze. It looks bad, but things could have been way worse. The woman could have still been inside of this vehicle, if not for the heroic actions of Miguel Alvarez and his friends. Number 8. John Collis is at the Garden of the Gods in Colorado when he ironically almost meets his maker himself. Listen to the rising panic in his voice after he realizes this portion of the rock is almost completely smooth. His fingers search and search the wall but find nothing to grab onto. His grip is weakening and finally he is forced to let go. There's nothing left for him to do but drop and hope his safety harness holds out, which it does. He survives with only the skin peeled off of one finger, but obviously it could have been so much worse. Number 7. A YouTuber named Dan Hallman is riding down the road when something almost ends his life in an instant. Brick dislodges itself from a passing truck and flies through Dan's windshield on the driver's side. Look again and you can see large shards of glass flying across the dash top from the sheer force. If the brick had gone through the front windshield instead, then it most likely would have smashed directly into his face. Number 6. A sports bike enthusiast named 6'4" Honda has a YouTube channel full of adventures taken on the open road. Today he is riding down the shoulder lane through heavy traffic, which puts 6'4" Honda on edge, and for good reason, as you'll see.
Careful on this one. Watch out for your mirrors.
Literally 2 seconds after warning to be careful, a black pickup truck decides to make a U-turn to get out of the traffic.
What the This guy's backing up. I shouldn't be doing it.
6'4" Honda quickly accelerates and barely manages to get out of the way in time. He doesn't even waste his energy confronting the driver and simply continues going down the road, glad to still be in one piece. Based on his reaction, I would say this is not the first time something like this has happened to him, and sadly, it probably won't be the last. Number 5.
Bro,
A YouTuber named Harry Brook is filming himself in a bullpen. When one of the bulls strays away from the
Hey.
rest, Harry doesn't even have time to shut the gate before the giant animal charges straight for him. He barely makes it up the fence with his life. Clearly, there is nothing that any of the fellow ranchers could have done to save him. The entire event is over in less than 10 seconds. Number 4. A YouTube channel called Golden Hour travels to a local lake that is just barely frozen over. They walk out a pretty good distance and then start taking turns hitting the ice right next to each other with an axe. It's a crazy game they've just come up with to see whoever will fall through first. The only problem is that they aren't exactly sure how deep this part of the lake is and the temperature is freezing. They soon decide to end this game early before anyone gets hurt. But then they come up with another equally crazy variation. This time they stand on the ice and try to sink themselves instead of each other. Thankfully, the spot they are standing in is only knee deep, but I just wanted to stress that they could have easily been standing